Is land and houses in Ghana expensive? In this video, we are going to see how much you should be paying for land and how much you should be paying for houses, and why, in the opinion of many, the prices of land and houses in Ghana are super expensive. And so we are going to look at a video that Vanessa Kambi shot, and it's just crazy because the comment section is all over the place. So without wasting more time, let's go straight into the video and let's see what people are saying about this particular property for sale. Now, full disclaimer, I am not siding with the people who are saying the land is expensive. I'm going to leave a link in the comments and description for those who will be watching the replay so that you can actually take your time and watch the full video. The reason why I'm talking about this video is because there's that perception that land in Ghana is expensive as compared to places like New York, UK, etc. And they are selling lands in Accra for $110,000, and people will say, oh, I can use $110,000 to buy like a property somewhere in London or UK or New York or wherever, right? And we've been getting this so many times. Sometimes you post like a house for sale or land for sale, and people come and say, in like a third world country, in a developing country, you're selling a property for this much, So we want to look at it and look at what makes land expensive in Ghana. Now, comment where you are watching from, and let us even know before we watch the video whether you think land in Accra is overpriced or land in Ghana is overpriced and houses are overpriced, etc. So without any further ado, let's go straight into the video. Okay, so just a minute, let me locate the video and then we can proceed. So just a minute, please. Just a minute, beautiful people. Okay. All right, so kindly confirm.
I came here when it was just basically beginning, and I was up there just on top of the signature, and now it's totally finished. I'm so excited to show you around. I'm not only going to show you the signature, we're also going to Park Ridge.
Yes, we are.
Which is land for sale for families or anybody who's looking to build their own home here in Ghana, litigation free. I mean, that's what you want.
Absolutely. And we can't wait to show you everything that we've done here at the signature. It's become a one-stop shop, so everything that the resident needs or an investor who has tenants and guests coming in has everything that they need in this gated facility. And then all the world-class amenities that we talked about, we have actually done. So we can't wait. Let's actually go around
have a look.
and show you everything.
So what I absolutely love about the signature is the fact that it has everything you need.
Absolutely.
So there's 2 swimming pools. There's a big swimming pool here on the ground floor, and then there's a rooftop pool.
There is a rooftop pool.
There's a pharmacy, a play park, a grocery store, co-working space.
There's a travel and tours, there's a spa, there is laundry facility here. There is pretty much everything that you need.
There's even a gym, actually. Like, I want to go and check out the gym.
We actually have 2.
Oh, right,
We
okay.
thought everything through. So the resident gets a gym, and then we have the one for the public. It's for commercial use. We have HIIT classes, yoga, personal training available for everybody to come through. You mentioned the grocery store, the pharmacy. We also do have a conference facility. We do also have a library and a conference room,
Nice.
a movie theater, a game room, and a
everything.
sky lounge. So if you were here, you've had a long day of business.
Okay, so let me just give a bit of context, right? Let me just give a bit of context.
Absolutely, let's go.
This property is located, if you know Ghana and you know Accra pretty well, this property is located at a place called Shiashi. And I drive by it like every single day on my way to work. And I think, one, it's a very prime location because most people who want to build in Ghana, where they are buying their land, is so far away that it doesn't even attract, any high value price. Now, when it comes to, putting up properties, I think one of the most important things that we need to consider, right, is the location. Because in the end, whether you are building to rent, you are building to buy, etc., like this video you are seeing on your shorts, okay, You can see that around this property, and this we did an interview with the owner, Manasseh of Fast Lane Prestige Properties. This very beautiful structure he's put up. It's located somewhere in Ejiso in the Ashanti region, kind of like 40 minutes away from the Kumasi airport. And the land over there is selling for about 150,000 Ghana cedis. However, you can clearly see that the land is surrounded by bushes. Okay, so 150,000 cedis today is about $10,000. And the road leading to the place is not really good. But once you get there, the quality of the finishing of the structure and everything is just amazing, right? So in this instance, are we looking at just the property that has been put up, right? Because this is a huge 5-bedroom house sitting on like a full plot of land, a huge 5-bedroom house, and it's like 2 stories. So if you are looking at the UK convention, that's 2 stories. If you are looking at the US convention, it's 3 stories. And he's selling this property for about $250,000 when it is completed. Now, in your short, it's another interview we did, right? And this property is at Katamanso in the Greater Accra region. That's like an hour away from the airport. And this property, once completed, is going to be selling for $165,000. Now, again, when you look at the surroundings, you can see that the road is untarred. Again, there are bushes. It's like a developing area. But the main road is pretty good, okay? And then when we come back to the interview video that we are looking at over here, we can see that one, the property is amazing. The finishing is really good. And when we jump into like a walkthrough of the property, okay, so let's look at it.
Area. So you're greeted by concierge who help you out with your bags, help you if you need to get them carried all the way to your room. So they are equipped to help you with anything that you need. We have 2 towers, and together it's makes up 197 apartments. And then at the top of block.
So if I pause right here, okay, you can see the main Tema motorway like close to the property. And you can see a lot of other beautiful, surrounding buildings and all that. There are lots of high-rise buildings in the area. And so one, it commands a good value for the area. Now, I still agree that most lands in Ghana are overpriced. Most properties in Ghana are overpriced. However, what I think we are looking at when we start comparing Ghana to UK and US and Spain and Canada and all these, and we are losing sight of the fact that what New York is to the USA, what London is to the UK, Accra is to Ghana. Though the amenities, the infrastructure, the roads, the hospitals, the schools are not at that level, it becomes an issue of demand and supply, right? This is basic economics. Accra is the most populated city in Ghana. And so housing, like, there's a housing deficit. There's more demand for accommodation in Accra than there's supply for houses in Accra. And anybody who is willing to place value or premium on the land they want to purchase in Accra, because lots of people are demanding that land, is going to pay a lot. Let me give you a typical example. I live close to the Achimota Mall in Accra, Ghana. And there was a property right next to my house, right? And that property was selling for $110,000. Now, when I'm saying property, you're probably thinking I'm talking about a house. No, it's just the land, and it's fenced with a gate. And there was a bit of like a foundation, but the owner never completed it. The road in front of that land is very terrible. But then you can say it's in the heart of town, because Achimota Mall is in Accra, right? It's in the heart of town. It's easy to get to all the good places. And the main road, which is just like maybe 200 meters away, is very solid, okay? And all the properties around are really, really good, top-notch, high expensive properties. This guy was selling this land for $110,000. And usually when I'm driving, I like to call when I see land for sale, houses for sale. And this person said $110,000. And he asked me what my counter offer was. And I said, oh, I thought it would sell for maybe $50,000. And he says, no, he can't sell it for $50,000. The best he can do is about $105,000. So in my mind, I was thinking, then it's going to take him an eternity to sell this property. Just last week, I was there and I saw a huge tractor come onto the site, demolish the existing foundation. The next day, I saw 3 trips of sand. I saw 2 trips of stones. I saw like 1,000 blocks. The guys are working night and day. So somebody has bought that super expensive land, and then work is going on night and day. And today when I was passing by the property, like the land, the foundation is almost complete. They are at the stage where they are going to cast the oversized concrete. And so like it hit me really bad. Like, okay, I felt the land was expensive. I felt nobody is going to buy it. But here's somebody who has bought it and actually started building on it. And so for me, I think that this conversation or this discussion about is land in Accra overpriced, houses in Accra overpriced, all boils down to things like the demand and, the supply. If the demand is more than the supply, basic economic means that the price is going to go high because more people are willing to purchase a limited, commodity, which in this instance is the land. More people are willing to pay for it. And so the seller has the option to put a premium on it. And in like a market like we find in Ghana, once somebody makes a payment for an overpriced land, it becomes the standard. It becomes the new normal. Let me give an example. In the rent market, right? In the rent market in Ghana, mostly like I was looking for a place to rent for a friend, right? And they came to me because they know I have this channel and the influence and all that. So they said I should put it out there. And for just like a single room, the going rate is like between 800 to 1,500 Ghana cedis for a single room with a toilet and bath inside. Some of them, the toilet and baths were outside. And these are places which are like East Legon Hills, places like Dome, places like Kwabenya, places like Dansoman. And a single room is going for 1,500 Ghana cedis. I felt it was overpriced, right? Because the room doesn't come with anything. But then people have accepted that price and they are paying for it. And so that has become the new normal. Once the prices of building materials increase, next year it could probably go to 2,000 cedis for a single room. And it's becoming a concern, and I feel we need to discuss it. Now, when I was doing my research, I found was that they say people like the foreigners, like people who come from Nigeria especially, they don't mind. And there are lots of, sorry to use this, like fraudsters in Ghana now who are willing to pay a premium to have a rented apartment. So they'll go and rent an apartment in cantonments for $2,000 a month. They'll rent a place at Laboni for $2,000 a month. And so if you, the local Ghanaian, you're not going to pay that $2,000 and somebody else is willing to pay $2,000, they are going to give the money to the person who is paying the $2,000. And once more people are paying high prices, this becomes the standard and it becomes the new normal, and it never goes back. And it's a serious situation we need to discuss. I have been doing this like real estate video channel for like 2 years now. I started 12 May 2022. That was on YouTube. Then on Instagram and TikTok, we started 2023. And we've been getting a lot of requests for people who want to buy land, buy houses, and people who are actually selling land and selling their houses. Now, the common thing that I keep seeing, right, is that every single month, if the person came to me this month and said the house he's selling is, let's say, 1 million Ghana cedis, the next month when he comes, he's selling it for 1.1 million Ghana cedis because inflation in the country is at an all-time high. The dollar rate is super high. And though we are not supposed to be selling things in dollars, most of the properties in Ghana are pegged at the dollar. Now, do you think that this should be done? Do you think prices of building materials, buildings and land should be sold in dollars? Comment below and let me know. Is it that we are targeting the diasporan market and forgetting the middle income people in Ghana, or what? Now I'm going to go back to the Vanessa Kambi video. We are going to look at the property, right, in proper detail and see what it comes with, because it's a fully furnished property. And then we are going to look at the comment section, because that's where everything went south for me. The comment section is just savage. It's just savage.
Fridge freezer here, which
so let's start from here.
And it comes with everything you see, from the Bosch appliances. There's an LG TV. There's a built-in fridge freezer here, which is also Bosch. Pots, pans, everything here. So they're already actually renting this one out, and it's being managed by Cape May. So you could just buy it and just continue that on. And as you can see, it's very, very nicely decorated. They used an interior designer. I love the way that they've got the desk here with the wood, and there's space to move around, like it's not too cramped. There's your double bed here, and they even have a balcony which shows views over Tetekwashi roundabout and the swimming pool. The tennis court is actually lovely. And yeah, just a nice place to chill out, maybe eat some breakfast, dinner. And then there's also an ensuite. So this is the ensuite. There's a shower, sink, toilet, and it's very nicely tiled and it's very like luxurious. And this could all be yours for $120,000.
Okay, so let's pause here, right? She said all this for $120,000. It's a fully finished apartment. When you look at the quality of the finishing too, I think it's good. Like, it's really very, very beautiful. If you're somebody who appreciates luxury and good decor, interior decor and all that, it looks like the standard you get in a hotel somewhere in Dubai, New York, etc. Right? Really standard. So you can see
this
the
studio
table
apartment is for
top
sale. It's
cooker set.
$120,000, and it comes
You
with
can see the
everything you see.
microwave. You
From
can
the Bosch
see the laminated
appliances,
wooden
there's an
shelves,
LG
etc.
TV. Very nicely
The
decorated.
beds
They
and
used
everything. It
interior.
looks really good. Now let's go into the comment section. The comments just made me sad. $120,000 for a studio. I'll build 3 houses with it, right? So when I saw this comment, I was wondering, like, which house is the person going to build and where? Which house are you going to build with $120,000? So he's saying he'll build 3 houses. He's going to build a house with $40,000. Where are you going to build it? Let's remember that location is also super important when it comes to, building or buying. And let's see the comments that people gave on this. It said, not in that location. Remember, properties is 90% location and 10% building. I agree. Obviously, you can even use maybe $10,000 to put up a 1-bedroom house, right? So that you can say, oh, this is a 1-bedroom apartment. I can use $10,000 to put up a 1-bedroom house. So the $120,000, I'll use it to build 12. But where? Which location? And are you going to be selling it? Are you going to be renting it? Where? Getting the land is super important. And so we need to consider all these things when we start making the criticisms about the location. And then somebody will say, okay, even if the location is prime Accra, places like Shiashi cantonments, East Legon and stuff like that, they don't see why land in those places should be costing as much as they are costing. So places like East Legon, you can buy land for as high as $500,000, $200,000, $600,000. People say they don't understand why land in those places should cost that much. And let me know your thoughts. I want to read some of the comments and then we'll continue the comments in the video. Whether you're watching the replay or you're watching the live. And again, comment where you're watching from, how much land and where you are watching from costs. Because it's important that we put things in proper perspective, right? If people are saying Accra is expensive, overpriced, where you are living today, let's say it's New York, it's UK, it's wherever, how much is land in the capital? And what makes the land that value? Like, what justifies the cost of the land over there? All right, so Edward Ankra says, Edward Ankra says, I'm watching from Nigeria. Era says 100. Ades Jenny says, this topic has been on my mind for a while now. Ekuya Bailey says, I was there last week for drinks at the Sky Bar. I agree the location is prime. The building is eye-catching. The facilities are great. The drinks and food was too pricey for me. And she again says, why are we comparing with UK, USA, etc.? Because most of the people who watch these kind of videos, that's at least my observation, most of these, I mean, even my audience, when I do a poll, that's why I keep asking you guys to comment where you're watching from. Most of you guys are watching from the diaspora. If I go into my YouTube analytics, right, and I check the audience tab, it's just about 5 to 10% of people who are watching my channel who are in Ghana. The 90% of you are in the diaspora, right? So these properties and these lands are usually targeted at people in the diaspora. And so when the people in the diaspora are watching, they are also looking at their reality that they have over there. They have good roads, they have good systems, electricity, water, hospitals, and all that. And they are seeing properties are selling for $200,000 in the USA and UK. Why is Ghana so undeveloped selling a property at $200,000? So it doesn't make sense to them. I hope it gives a bit of context. Ade's Jenny says, would you say it's apples to oranges? I don't think he's comparing. I believe that he's speaking to relevance. Ekuya Bailey says, exactly, because things get sold, the price keeps going up. Afrijam O says, land is too expensive in Ghana. And why are we even quoting US dollars? Is this the currency used in Ghana? Ruby Amanda says, yes, I watched this too and felt it's expensive. I think this is purely a capitalist venture tailored for a certain class of people. I wish buyers who are interested in the facility all the best. In fact, in the comment section of the video, somebody said, through this video, she has purchased the property. So, like, the argument is very interesting, and I want us to use this platform to discuss this and see what we can do about it. Kwame Olatunji says, hello, African Building Hub and everyone. Hello, Kwame. Ekuya Bailey says, yes, USD is supposed to be illegal, but everyone uses it. For money to get into the country from the UK, it comes in USD. You can't transfer from UK to cedis. And then she adds a word I can't mention. Kwame Olatunji says, yes, the prices are overpriced. Okay, the comments are coming in quickly. Yeah, please, can we like this video? Can we get this video to 200 likes, right? There are currently how many people who are watching the video? A number of you are watching. So can we like this video? And those watching the replay, can you also like? Ekuya Bailey says, dollars should be banned. There's even a proposal in Ghana to use dollar as the main trading currency in Ghana. Palm Laguna says, Accra is overhyped, exclamation, exclamation. And Kwame Olatunji says, it's madness. Ruby Amanda says, I found it weird how Vanessa skipped subscribers expressing how overpriced the facility and replying those with positive review comments. Ruby, this your comment is a wild comment. So you see, the thing is, we as content creators usually look out for content that we believe our subscribers would like. And then sometimes also brands approach us because we have the platform and an engaged audience, right? And so somebody wants to sell a property, and sometimes, I mean, it's a collaboration or a partnership. They would come and then say, okay, can you cover our property? And then maybe we charge you X amount for advertising, whatever. We are content creators. We need to eat and live as well, right? So she can't come and be directly like, addressing those kind of things. I expect the real estate companies to come and comment and address it, right? Everybody is entitled to their opinion. And I'm not sure that though the property is up for sale, it's compulsory to purchase it. I think it's a good property. Like Ekuya said, the facility is amazing. I've been there. The quality is just top notch. Overpriced, maybe, but it's a business that somebody is doing. In the end, if you think you can get a better elsewhere, then you can, make those informed decisions. But it's good to bring all these options and let people see, and then they can make an informed decision. All right. So Ekuya Bailey says, it is good for investment. That's it. It's not a home. I agree with you, Ekuya Bailey. So what I have seen that a lot of people do with these properties is they kind of like, They purchase it off plan, right? So most of these properties are selling like maybe $80,000 to $90,000 off plan. And then when it's put up based on the credibility of the contractor or developer or whatever, then the value increases and you can either sell it and make a quick profit maybe. So now that I sell it for 120,000, if I bought mine off plan a year ago and I'm selling it today, I'm making 30,000, right? That's like 30% interest in dollars. That's huge because in America and UK and things like that, you guys are making 1%, 2% interest on your investments, right? So making 30% in a year is a really good investment. Or people buy the properties and then what they do is to give it out for rentals, Airbnb, etc. In fact, in a point or a portion of the video, the person who Vanessa was interviewing said once you purchase the property, they can even manage the cleaning, the bookings, and everything for you. So I think it's a good business idea, right? Obviously, if you have your $200,000 and you don't want to go and live in a 2-bedroom apartment, you can definitely build your house. So it's just putting out the options over there. Ekuya Bailey says, I am in Ghana. The UK was overpriced. So I like this because Ekuya is now throwing in a different aspect of the conversation. People are saying Ghana is overpriced. Ekuya is saying UK is overpriced. D Lake says, good evening, everyone. My brother, good to see you. Henry Abuchi says, land in the capital is expensive. That's a fact. Salome Shuglo Tete says, it should not be sold in dollars. I'm watching from Spain. Now, this is also another interesting point, right? Maybe let me just bring it full screen. It's another interesting point because I've interviewed people on this my platform, like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And let's say the interview we did for this property for sale, right? When you do the video and you put CD price, so let's say the person is selling the house for 1.5 million Ghana cedis, right? You are going to get a section of the comments saying, we don't know what CD is because like I said, about 90% of our audiences are people in the diaspora. They don't understand what the CD equivalent or what CDs is. Then we also have people who are Ghanaians but have moved to the diaspora and who are going to tell you that how much is it in the old currency because they left Ghana some years back. And even me, it's difficult for me to calculate in old currency because we've moved on. So usually when you put it in dollars, then whether it's the people who live in Ghana, people who are Ghanaians move to the diaspora, or people who are from the diaspora wanting to relocate to Ghana, everybody is able to calculate, because sometimes even Nigerians want to move to Ghana. They don't understand our CD, but they understand the dollar and they can calculate and make it work in their local currency. So that is why most of the time the price is quoted in dollars. So I'll continue to read your comments. Afrija Mo says, ordinary Ghanaians cannot afford these absolutely ridiculous prices. The government should get involved and ban these money-making people who have no heart for the ordinary Ghanaian. Look, this topic, it's a really interesting conversation. In fact, before I started this video, I was very concerned about making this video. I didn't know how many of you will react, but I felt it's time we had this conversation. Because let's say myself, right, I'm selling my house, okay? And if I'm selling it and I tell you guys that I'm selling it for, let's say, 2.5 million Ghana cedis, it doesn't make sense to a lot of you people. But if I say I'm selling it for, let's say, $180,000, then you can now begin to put things into proper perspective. That is one. And then secondly, when I am selling my house, let's say I used 1.5 million Ghana cedis to sell it, and I'm selling it at I used 1.5 million to put it together and finish it and do all the things, the kitchens, the lighting and all. And I'm selling it for 1.8 or even 2 million Ghana cedis. I am looking at, if I sold this property today, where it is located, and I'm going to purchase land close to the same area. One, how much is the land going for? Two, how much would it cost me to put up this property? When I started my building project, a bag of cement was around 33 cedis, 50 pesos. Today, a bag of cement is 110 cedis to 120 Ghana cedis. And so if progressively over time, like over a 4-year period, I was able to put up this building and then all use 1.5, I am projecting that by the time I'm going to start a new project and complete it, maybe a bag of cement is going to be 150 cedis or 200 cedis. And so I'm making accommodation for that. Like I'm factoring in the cost, the inflationary cost and all that. And that is why I'm going to sell it for a much higher price. Because if I sell it at the exact amount I've spent, it means that I cannot build another house. I don't know if you get it. The same with when I started this security camera business. That's when I actually understood the kind of messy situation we find ourselves in as Ghanaians. Let me explain. When I first ordered the security cameras, somewhere like February, March, right? The dollar rate was like around 11 cedis or whatever, 10 to 11 cedis. And so the camera that was selling for like $110, and so that translates to maybe 1,100. Then the cost of shipping. Then when you come and pay customs duty. Now the dollar so between March to June, the last order I made, right, a week ago, has moved from 10 to 11 to 16 plus, like when you are converting, right? That's like what, 60% increment. And so if I was selling a thing even 2,750, let's say 2,800, and I need to put a 60% adjustment to cater for the current price, it means it's going to go almost close to 4,000 cedis. And I totally understood why my wife complains all the time when I give her money to go to the market and come. Today after church, we were going to buy tomatoes. And we just had 10 Ghana cedis cash on us, and the rest was on mobile money. And when we got to the market, right, nobody sold the tomatoes to us. So we said we're buying 10. They said 5 for 20 cedis. And that's the minimum amount they sell. Meanwhile, those days, like a year back, you could buy 20 cedis for a full white packet. You know, so it's crazy. I ordered something at 10, 11, now it's 16.1. It means that if I am even ordering today or tomorrow, the price could be 16.2, 16.3. And by December, it could be 20. You know, so I understand a bit when people charge their prices in dollars, because then it keeps up kind of with inflationary prices, right? Because the dollar rate is also one of the major factors why the prices of materials and everything. Ghana is a net import country. We import almost everything. And the dollar rate keeps increasing. And so things are going to keep increasing like that. And that's why some people will just peg everything at the dollar and they will not increase the price. So it's not going to move from like $100,000 to $120,000 next year. It's going to be $100,000 this year and next year. Just that the local Ghanaian is going to feel the pinch, because if $100,000 last year was about 700,000 cedis, this year that same $100,000 is 1.6 million Ghana cedis. And so at the fundamental level, we need to fix the country, right? We need to seriously fix our economy. And then it would like trickle down to the other sectors of the economy, including the real estate sector. Till those fundamentals are fixed and we keep, you know, importing cement, the materials for cement and almost every other thing when it comes to construction, we are going to see the prices of land, buildings, everything keep increasing year after year. And so to address your question, Afrijam O, about the government should get involved and ban these money-making people, I think the government rather needs to, one, create affordable homes. It's in the government's power, right, to be able to create affordable homes. And that would, you know, create demand for the affordable homes. People will shift from the super priced or overpriced properties and then move to the affordable homes. Because if I had the option of purchasing a house for 400,000 cedis, maybe a 2-bedroom house at Pokwase, the government says they are doing an affordable housing project at Pokwase for 400,000 cedis for a 2-bedroom house, versus buying another one that normal real estate developer has put up for, let's say, 700,000 cedis. Everybody is going to go for the 400,000. But if the government who has the money and everything is not going to look at affordable housing for the citizenry, then it's a capitalist market and people are just going to be free to do whatever they want. Because you say you are not going to pay 700,000 cedis for a 2-bedroom house somewhere at Pokwase, you are there and then somebody will come from Nigeria, London, US, etc. And they are coming to pay that 700,000 easily, because to that person, 700,000 cedis is probably like 40,000 pounds to the person. And there's not a lot of money to the person who has been working maybe 20 years. But the person who has been working in Ghana for 20 years in public sector or in education or whatever cannot afford that 700,000, does not have that 700,000 cedis in savings or in investment. Where are you getting the money from? So we need to look at this from like multiple perspectives. If you're just going to look at it from the perspective of, it's a capitalist market, it's overpriced and all that, we are going to be having the same conversation next year. Now, that's why I also find it interesting when I see people who are like not government, individuals who are putting up affordable property. So we interviewed Kofi Anku. He's putting up Pokwase Heights. I'll look for that video and then put it in, like I'll pin a comment after the live ends, Pokwase Heights. His properties are like $42,000, $50,000 for 2-3-bedroom houses. But you guys don't want, you would say that the property is far away. You would say that the road leading to the place is not nice. You would say that it's at the outskirts of town. You want to be in the heart of town. Meanwhile, in the heart of town, expatriates have valued it. People who are working in oil and gas, in the mining industry, and their employees, and these multinational banks can afford to come and buy and rent out all the properties at cantonments, East Legon, Laboni, etc. And that's why we find ourselves where we are today. Let me continue to read some of your comments. Ikea Bailey says, you can rent one room in London, UK for £750 per month. Fact. Kwame Olatunji says, London is become overpriced. Very similar issues to Accra. Sam C says, hey, they shouldn't do that. Cities work well, please. Ali Nawa says, selling properties in dollars must be banned in Ghana. Henry Abochi says, how exactly is a school teacher expected to build a house? Even if it's possible, it might take years. And I agree perfectly with this. In fact, I did a video where I was saying that if you are a school teacher and you are earning like, let's say, 2,000 cedis to 4,000 cedis, because there was an interview of a director of GES or whatever who has also been teaching. He says for 19 years and his salary is 4,060, so 4,060 Ghana cedis. And for those who don't know the cedi, 4,060 kra, how much in dollars is it going to be? Like maybe $280 or something a month. And he's been working for 19 years. Apart from the fact that teachers get access to certain loans and grants and get access to certain lands at affordable rates, maybe at the outskirts based on the union and all that. When is he going to save 700,000 cedis from his 4,000 or 2,000 to build or buy any property? So we need to elevate the conversation. We need to look at how do we raise the income levels, the minimum wage of people, such that it's now, okay, people can have decent living, people can then have surplus money that they can use to buy lands and build or buy properties. Till that conversation is had. Even if the property is 500,000 cedis, the average Ghanaian first degree holder, even master's degree holder, salary is between 2,000 to 5,000 cedis, with a lot of people staying between the 2,000 to 3,000 cedis. People are even taking like 1,500. Where I work in the corporate world, contract staff are taking as low as 1,700 Ghana cedis, and they need to cater for their transportation, their feeding, and all that, right? So I think that this conversation about the land, the houses, the apartments for sale, it's a bigger conversation that we need to look at as a country. I know you people watching, especially those in the diaspora, you will not really care because you have the money, you work, you are paid by the hour and all that. Imagine somebody being paid 2,000 cedis a month. Even if it's 3,000, it means every day he's earning 100 Ghana cedis. And his transportation is very high, cost of food is very high, and he needs to live, utility bills and everything. So if you are talking about the ordinary Ghanaian, so we fix the country where the ordinary Ghanaian can earn, say, even a $50, $100 a day. This conversation is not going to end today. So let's continue the comments. Okay, so comments are coming in plenty. Afrijam says there are about 61 people watching, but there are only 17 likes. Oh, Afrijam, ask again. Please, can we click on the like button on the video? Like, just close the chat and click on the like button. Kwame Olatunji says there must be people buying these houses, etc. as they keep building. Yes, that's my point exactly. That's my point exactly, right? That because some people will pay, it's not going to end today. Ruby Amanda says, yes, I understand your point. However, content creators, social capital influence to get this realtor approach you is based on your subscribers. Just liking would have worked. Oh, okay. So you are talking about the liking as well. Okay. Kwame Olatunji says, even me who lives in the UK cannot afford these prices. Afrijam O says, it's quite simple. Convert the currency from wherever into cedis. It's not rocket science. Anyone from Ghana wanting to buy a house in the West, that price will not be quoted in cedis. I agree. But our economy has been dollarized, unfortunately. Even the Bank of Ghana quotes in dollars. Even the government, the affordable housing project that they did, initially the prices were quoted in dollars. Even the solar cameras I was talking about. Anyways, if you want to order solar cameras, quick plug, we have just 17 units remaining because we delivered 3 today. The price, unfortunately, has been increased from 2,750 to 3,000 Ghana cedis because, like I said, I bought it first at 10 and now it's at 16.1. I should even be increasing it to like 3,500. But for you, my subscribers on YouTube, I'm going to give it to you for 3,000 cedis. So if you want some, send me an email, africabuildinghub@gmail.com, with the quantity you want and the location, your address. Okay, we'll sort it out. It will be finishing within the coming week or two. So just for you guys, 3,000 cedis. People on Instagram and TikTok are going to get it for 3,300 cedis. You guys are my day one. Let's move. Ali Nawaz says, if Africa did not abolish the dollar, our problems will never be. And watching from Italy. Thank you for letting us know. Ali again says, but still we must be able to adapt selling properties in cities because of our currency is not dollar. Okay, I'm not sure I understand it. But yeah, if you're enjoying the content, please make sure like, share, subscribe to anybody who needs to watch this, whether you're watching the live or the replay. I want to read all your comments and then go back to the main video, but the comments keep coming plenty. All right, so Kwame Olatunji says, you are correct, Africa Building Hub, but this is not just a Ghana issue, it's a Africa issue. Okay, right. That's an interesting perspective. Unfortunately for me, I've only lived in Ghana and Nigeria. And so those are the ones I can talk about. And even Nigeria, when we are in Ghana, we tend to look down on Nigeria that, oh, Nigerians come to Ghana and some do shady things and so many things. But when I lived in Nigeria, though there's a lot of crime and all these things, right? Terrorism and all that, Nigeria was relatively cheaper than Ghana and had better infrastructure than Ghana. Way, way, way better infrastructure. Like even their Uber cars, like the ride-hailing apps. When the cars come in Ghana, they are like either Toyota Yaris or something Vitz or whatever. Like those tiny, tiny cars. In Nigeria, the minimum I saw was Toyota Camry, right? 2.5. They are driving it. They are fuel in the economy. In Ghana, we found a petrol or fuel or whatever. We discovered gas, but we are not benefiting anything from it. You know, I booked a hotel in Nigeria close to the airport for as low as $46. In Ghana, any hotel close to the airport, Holiday Inn, Marriott and the rest, the minimum they will charge you is like $200 to $400. You know, so the Ghana conversation, Charlie, it's a bigger conversation, and I want to use this my platform to talk about it. Okay. Afrijam says, get rid of the US dollars. All right. HTUS22 says, overpriced houses in Accra. Kwame Olatunji says, if I was to build again, I would build in northern Ghana. Okay. Interesting. Marina James says, by keeping dealing in the US dollar, you are devaluing your own country's currencies. I agree. SOS Entrepreneurs Hub says, hello, senior. Hello, SOS. Good to see you here. And then he finally says, it seems like Ghana has turned to be a US city. I agree. Now, with that said, let's go back to the video and read some of the comments. So this person said 120,000 for a studio. I'll build in that location. Remember, properties is 90% location and 10% building. And then somebody says, but in a village, not in a city like that. And that's another really important point for us to note. The Chariot 99 says 120,000 for a room, aka studio. What person is buying that? Even to rent it, Airbnb, when will you get your money back? You do the math. 30 December though. Then G-Check says, is everyone expecting it to be cheap because it's Ghana? Firstly, you have to take into consideration the location, services included, and it is fully furnished. Where are you getting a comparable property for a better price in the UK, Ghana, or even USA? And you people living in the UK or USA or Canada, I want you to answer this question. I've not seen any of you answering. Is it because land where you are is more expensive than in Ghana? Where you are staying, how much is a plot of land? What is the dimension of the plot of land? Can you even get a plot of land to purchase? And then how much is the average maybe studio apartment or one bedroom apartment selling for? And then again, how much is a house selling for? So that we put things in proper perspective. Unfortunately, I don't live in the US or UK, so I can't answer that. And I'm relying on you guys to answer that question. We have just about 10 minutes more to wrap up. So if you have your comments, please keep bringing them in. Ekoprin says, what's the cheapest area in Accra to buy a land? In Accra, there will have to be the outskirts. Nowadays, the city is moving towards places like Dawenya, it's moving towards places like Afram Plains or whatever it's called. It's moving towards Kwame Olatunji says, we cannot buy land in the UK. We cannot buy land in the UK. Interesting. All right, so let's try and wrap up. So let's see some of the comments. Okay. Somebody says, I had a dream of this building before I wrote it down in my dream journal. Okay, I see I'm not showing the... Okay, here we are. I had a dream of this building before I wrote it down in my dream journal. I saw the verandas where they always have an open space and the entry glass door. However, I have no desire of living in Ghana. Anyway, the woman I met from Ghana, they always greet me with a wonderful whatever he's saying. Okay. Somebody says, if I'm spending that kind of money for a studio, it will be in the United States, not a developing country. I see. All right, so somebody gave a very detailed breakdown. It says 120K US dollars is equal to 95K pounds. With 95K pounds, I can buy a 3-bedroom house in the UK, rent all the 3 rooms for about £650 a month each, and that will give me £1,950 pounds per month, or £23,400 a year. Can you make £1,950 a month with a 1-bedroom studio flat in Ghana with Airbnb? No, even if you get 30 days booking in a month at £65 a night, you will still have to factor the cleaning costs, management costs, and the percentage cut from Airbnb. I'd rather buy a 3-bedroom freehold house in the UK that's going to generate me 23K per year than buying a 1-bedroom leasehold studio in Ghana, generating less than 23K per year. For 95K, you would much rather buy land and build your own 3 to 5-bedroom house on it. I'm sorry, but Accra is not Dubai yet. Accra is not Dubai yet. Okay, so we've done 49 minutes. I'm going to read the last set of comments and then we wrap up. Okay, so Ade's Journey says, US DMV area, yes, land is expensive, but the amenities are worth the price. Afrijam says, you cannot buy land in the UK. It is owned by the crown, king and queen. I see. Ali Nawaz says, our leaders are our own problems. How can a degree holder take only 4,000 Ghana cedis? That's the main issue we need to sort out. That is the actual issue we need to sort out. Ekopinkra says, yes, you can buy a land to purchase in the UK, but you have to go through the estate agent, but very expensive. SOS Entrepreneurs Hub says, is it by force to buy only in Accra? It is not at all. And that's why I say this conversation, we need to look at it like in proper perspective. The reason being that, one, Accra is like where everything happens. And so when we begin to now kind of like decentralize and even move the capital, then people would have an incentive to move away from Accra to other places. But most places outside Accra are not like properly developed. Some places don't even have electricity access in today's world, can you imagine? So there are many factors why people want to stay and build in Accra, and we need to consider all these things. Kwame Olatunji says, but the roads, trains, etc., electric trains, etc. are better. Okay. Can we get at least 100 likes on this video? It tells me that you are enjoying the video, but if we don't get the likes, it tells YouTube that this video is not too good. Let's not recommend it. Marina James says, I'm in the UK. Prices are extremely expensive. One can buy land in the UK, but not easily available, and it is not easy to build due to the cost and the numerous policies. Afrijam O says, get the likes up, please. Oh, Afrijam O, I wish I knew you. I would have sent you flowers. You are doing an amazing job. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So whether you're watching the live or the replay, or you come back to watch the video again, even if you're on the live, right? I want you to comment and let me know why you would want to come and live in Ghana when you know it's overpriced. Why are you people still coming to Ghana? You are in the UK, Canada, Spain, but you're looking at building in Ghana. Why? When you know the roads are not good, there are no trains, the electricity is unstable, there's no water. Why do you people want to come and live in Ghana? Africa Unbox says, that apartment is a rip-off, trust me, plus they have a $300 fee you pay monthly. I can't say it's a rip-off. Like, I'm not making this video for you to come and bash them. I'm using that video to create a conversation. And I want you to go and watch the full video, everybody, and get proper perspective. There's even land that they are selling and all that. Maybe somebody might even find a land to purchase from that video or purchase an apartment. But I want you to comment, final comment. Why do you want to build in Ghana? Why do you want to live in Ghana? And why don't you want to live where you are talking about? Why do you want to come back to Ghana? And is Ghana overpriced? What can be done about it? Comment below, let me know. And I want to say a very big thank you to everybody for staying so far on this video, 53 minutes. Afrijam O says, we don't want to live in the West. We need to get out and get back to the motherland. As people are leaving Ghana, other people are also planning on coming back. It's a very interesting conversation. SOS Entrepreneurs Hub says, how possible sometimes they ask such huge amounts for some areas without proper roads and facilities. Once somebody is willing to pay that amount, they don't really care, right? And so we need to rise up and have these kind of conversations. It's uncomfortable, but we need to have it as a nation if we truly want to develop. With this, I wish you a very blessed week, and I pray everything that you touch will prosper. God willing, we'll see you next week. Next week, I will not be in Ghana, so we'll probably have the live earlier again, maybe around 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or something. So I will keep you guys posted and updated. Thanks, Bebre. Do enjoy the rest of your